Raise your hand if you've felt restricted by a budget, if you've tried to budget and you feel like you're grounded by your bank account and it's been something impossible for you to get to. You're not alone. So many people I've spoken to hate doing a budget, can't face a budget, and just feel the aches when it comes to budgeting. And that's what I want to speak to today. It's like your bank account is just punishing you all the time, because some budgets can be rigid. They can really force you to fit into certain categories in certain ways, budget at certain times. And what I'm here to do today is to really relieve you from that and actually show you that budgeting can be interesting, fun, and aligned with your values. And this is something that's called value-based budgeting. I use budgets in a completely different way. I feel like they are the groundwork, the benchmark, the stamp, the photo we take in this moment to see where you're at. Oftentimes when I ask my clients to do budgets, I say, I'm not the woman who's going to tell you, cut out the Frappuccino, don't do this, eliminate those parts of your lifestyle that actually give you joy. Instead, what we need to do is create a budget that's aligned with your life choices, with how you want to dictate your life. And that's what we want to look at today. Number one, budgets don't have to be boring. They don't have to be limiting, and they definitely shouldn't be grounding you in your life. What we want a budget to be is something that gives you a framework. It's something to work with. So when you are setting up a budget, it's really important to look at your lifestyle, your interests, your values, how you want to live, accordingly set up your budget. So what I'm going to invite you to do before you even dive into budgeting and numbers is to think about your life. What it is that you enjoy, what it is that you want to do and explore. For some people, it's sports every week. For others, it's a trip a year. It's having joy. I had a client, she had a splurge fund because her mom used to love splurging. She's from West Africa and she wanted to enable that in her life. And we put that into the budget. So what's important as a first step is to see what's important to you and maybe what's not. For some women that I've worked with, their skincare routine is super important. And I had a client, she said, I want to have that facial every month, but I don't mind missing some dinners out. Yes, we can budget that in, but we need to look at what your lifestyle is, how your budget looks like, and where you start from. So number one, writing down your interests, your values, what's important to you, what you want to live and experience in this lifetime. Really reflect in that for you. This is not for anyone else, but for yourself, because everyone has their own ways they want to live, their own ways they dictate their lives, what's important to them. But if we can't determine this for you, you will never be creating the budget or the lifestyle that aligns with your values, with what you want to live in this life. Then number two is writing down your budget. It's getting really clear. Okay, what am I currently spending every month? What does it look like? What are my inflows, my outflows? What are my needs, my wants, my future me? Can I categorize this? If it's difficult for you to do, write it on a piece of paper, track a month, maybe do some estimates, but start with that. What then we need to do is go into the numbers to see, are there some parts that you can cut back on? Or are there some parts that you really want to spend more on? How can we do that? What is the ideal situation for you? And we want to make this fun. We want to build into your budget, your lifestyle, your routines. We want to also build in, for example, unexpected events, things that can really buffer out your life and make it more comfortable for you. Budget is about creating joy. It's about enabling things. It's not here to be restrictive. And so many times people I've worked with who said, I can't keep to a budget, I hate my budget. They feel restricted by it. What we want to create a budget as is something expansive, something that enables your values to be lived, your experiences in this life. And that starts with you understanding what they are and then starting to create the budget, the outline to see where you're at. The third step is once you know your budget, let's analyze it. Let's say, okay, these expenses are the ones I really want to live by. These are super important to me, non-negotiables. However, these maybe I can look at. I can look at reallocating them. I can look at cutting some of them out. Or maybe you're the opposite and you say, actually, I'm not spending enough of my life and interesting events and things I want to live. Let me allocate some there. But you need to first see your values, then to know where you're at, to then be able to do this. And what I call this is really value-based budgeting, because then what you're going to create is a whole new budget according to the things you want to live and experience, the ones that bring you joy, the trips and experiences that you want to live by, the things that you want to create in your life and your reality that enable your life to really be a full life. Because we're not here with the finances to restrict you, but we're here both to to balance the future, to know that your future is taken care of, but also to live in the present moment. Because I always say to my clients, it would be terrible just to put all your money aside for the future and not to get there. But what we want to do is make sure that your future is taken care of, your children's future potentially is taken care of, and then you're presently living fully in the now to really live each part of your life. And this is where the excitement comes in. This is where the wonderful moments start blossoming. So now we've gone through the first 3 steps of getting to your budget. It's really your values, creating the budget you want to do. And then what I would suggest is some buffer. Sometimes it's called the buffer fund, the guilt-free fund, something that allows you to really live those experiences. If it's a trips, if it's guilt-free spending, if that's splurging, whatever it is, in whatever amounts it might be, allow yourself to have that, because that can bring the cheekiness, the energy of life, the spontaneity back in. It can really allow you to live these experiences that you want to live, those moments that you might account for. Sometimes I talk to my clients and they say, I just want to go out and buy that dress or that thing that I'd love or gift someone a gift. Those moments are the ones that we want to also account for. The special integral moments of life, because that's where we meet the magic. You know, this Harvard study keeps coming out and saying it's not about the job you've done, not the amount of money you've had, but it's the interactions, the experiences that make the difference. And that's what I want to really bring into your budget, to really bring into your life, to find that alignment in your value-based budgeting in the way you're living. And finally, the best way to implement the budget, and this is what I hone down and down again, is having a money date. A money date with yourself, if it's monthly, a money date with friends, sharing about it, speaking about money, but really keeping yourself on track, writing down your numbers, staying accountable to it, creating it, but making something of the budget that really means something to you. It's not something abstract, it's the baseline. And once you have this budget for your life, everything else in your financial future can be built. The baseline is the budget, and from the budget you can build up. What is my financial future? What are my decisions? How many months can I have put aside to see that I am financially secure in case something happens? We can't calculate any of that. How much do I need in my future to live? How much do I need to retire? Unless we go back and we say, this is my budget. This is what it looks like. This is my lifestyle. This is what I want to get to, and how can I build up? But if we don't have that bottom line number, if we don't have this, we can't build up. And that budget is really yours. So instead of it being a chore, instead of it being something heavy, instead of it being something restrictive, I'm inviting you to see it as something fun, something expansive, something that you can be creative with. The more we can see numbers, budgets, and lifestyle creation out of this, the more it can really start changing the way you live your life and make future decisions. So I hope this inspires you in some way to start your budget, to stop feeling like it's restricting you, to start a new path in your financial future, especially around value-based budgeting and creating the lifestyle that you want to create. What I want to finish with is that a budget is not about controlling you. It's about getting into alignment and expanding your life according to your values. So I'd love to set you on a little challenge to do a budget for the next month. And I'd love to hear from you below in your comments on how that goes and how your value budget is coming along. If any of this inspires you, please follow the channel. Feel free to share it with others. And I've got some freebies below that you can download and get more inspired about your financial future and getting towards financial peace of mind.